So glad we have a garage back. What do you think? Is that gonna be enough for now?
Yeah, I think so. Start in the kitchen. I'm gonna gauge it.
We'll do the kitchen first.
We are literally just a couple of projects away from being 100% finished with the interior of our addition build. We started this addition when our daughter turned 16 with a goal of having it done by her 18th birthday. Now I think we're going to miss that deadline by a week or two, but we are so close. So this week we are focusing on one of the big projects that we have left, and then we have a bunch of other things that we need to get done.
To get our work week started this week, Melissa and I are going to be putting in a tile backsplash here in the kitchen for our home addition using 2 rows off of the countertops of these beautiful and very rustic, somewhat familiar looking 4x8-inch ceramic tiles that some of you out there might recognize.
Yeah, well, they're leftovers because in this family, if you don't use it the first time, you get it again. That's tile, airstone, macaroni, pizza.
That's right, Mama. So we're going 2 rows from the countertop. This area here between the hood vent and the stove will also be filled with the same tile. We're going to be working off of a center mark, which we already grabbed the measurement for. No. Let's go. Tile job. Chop, chop.
No. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
Well, we got this brand new tile saw put together. It should be a lot of fun. Let's get to cutting.
We're going to start with the back wall because that's the easy wall. So Jeremy actually nipped off a little bit off the bottom of every single piece that's going to go across, and that way it lands right under the outlet. We decided to only do 2 rows because we don't have uppers, and usually your backsplash will go to the bottom of your upper cabinets, but because we don't have those and we have open shelving, it would look kind of weird to go around, and we didn't want to go all the way to the ceiling, so we decided just to do 2 protective rows and keep it really simple.
Also, we're not using any thin set to get this tile put up. Instead, we're going to try to use the adhesive from our airstone. I don't know whether or not that's going to work. I don't see why it wouldn't, though.
I don't see why it wouldn't. Like, in theory, it should work. The airstone is very similar to tile, and we have this leftover, and you know how we feel about leftovers, so we're going to go with it.
We're going to give it a shot. It's already in its own Tupperware, even. Probably should have read the bucket first to see if this is acceptable, huh?
I don't think that it says do or do not put kitchen tile up with it.
We wouldn't know because we didn't read it.
No. I mean, no stinking directions.
We're going to give it a shot and see.
Here we go. It's just a wall.
Do what we want. All right, so we are about halfway down this first wall. We're making relatively quick progress here. Things are looking good. Just want to touch upon what these little yellow things are at the bottom of our wall beneath all the tile. These are tile wedges, and we're basically using it just to prop things up as we go where it is necessary and needed to maintain this nice line up on top where we have our laser set up here. So we're gonna keep going, and I think this first wall is gonna be wrapped up real soon.
For this second wall, we went ahead and marked center using the laser between the hood vent and the stove. That way our pattern going up to the hood vent is perfectly centered. So we're going to actually start from the center and then work our way out instead of starting from one wall, because it is more important that the section that goes up back behind the stove is perfect.
So like I mentioned before, we had to rip down this entire bottom row of our tile. We are in an area of transition here now to where we're going to be behind the stove and oven. Because of that, I'm going to get all of these pieces set on top of this ledger board, which I'm going to attach to the wall. These pieces will all sit on there until our adhesive cures in full. This piece here, where it goes over the corner of the counter on either side, will need to be notched out. We already got the first one done. So we'll remove this, set the board, and we'll continue on.
All right, we got these 2 rows in and it looks fabulous. It looks so much more capped off and finished. So now we just have this little section between the stove and the hood vent. This part needs to be absolutely centered and perfect.
I said, she's from Birmingham, bam, bam. I don't know the rest of the words, bam, bam. Oh, back butter, bam. Oh, back butter, bam, bam. That's flat. That was way flat.
Nothing will prepare you for the ordinary war. If you're sitting waiting, you'll be waiting evermore. Living underwater, I just learned to hold my nose. Drinking from the fountain with 1,000,000 lonely souls. No one will prepare you for the loss of innocence. Pennies and the dollars and the old forgotten. Probably just looking for some old stability. Stuff it in your pocket like they do it on TV. Oh, I know you know what I mean. You're looking just as lost as me.
I love it.
When did teachers teach us how to be?
One more time.
Alright, it's a storm in me.
Woo!
It's
Oh, that's good, Mom. I think we did a good job. Project number 1 for Melissa and I on the week is basically completed at this point. Happy with how this tile turned out. I think it looks great. We'll come back in tomorrow morning, get some caulking put in around the edges just to seal everything off. And then because everything will be cured, we can also remove the ledger board at that point. But before calling it a night, we wanted to address really a flood of questions that have been coming in about exactly why it is that we were building this place, who's going to live here. And yeah, so we're going to jump into that really quick because we felt as though it might address a lot of those questions that we've been receiving.
Yeah, when we first built the house, we actually had no plans of building an addition build, but then our kids were getting older, Nevaeh's about to turn 18, and she's not going off to university, so we thought, well, what a great opportunity for her to save some money, and if she wants to do school online or she wants to just get right into the workplace, she can live here rent-free, and she doesn't have to go into debt while she's trying to build her life.
Yeah, really the short answer is that, she looked into maybe renting or possibly buying her own place, but the prices, as so many of you know, have skyrocketed over the last few years with all of the events that are happening around the world. I don't know exactly what the reasoning is, but rent is out of control. The real estate market, especially in our area, is absolutely out of control. So this, over time, became more and more of a suitable option for really all of us. It allows for all of our family to stay together, but also provides her with her own freedom and independence and affordability. We will be charging her rent, but very, very low rent that she will probably ultimately just get back. So
Yeah.
I think generational housing, given the way the real estate market seems to be trending and has been trending, I think situations like this will become more and more commonplace over time, especially for those of us who are very blessed to have somewhat large properties. If down the road the kids want to build additional dwellings for themselves, they have the ability to do so, or if they need to come back after leaving at some point, we will have this space available and ready for them at any given time.
Yeah, this space is going to be available for each of the 4 as they turn 18, and so it does put a little bit of pressure on the kid that's currently living in the apartment because they have a couple years to save money and kind of figure things out before they have to fly the nest so the next one can move in. But at the same time, if one of the kids decides they're going to go off to university or they want to move to a different city or just a different town and they don't want to live here, there's no pressure to do so.
Right.
So it's not like you have to live in this place. But we always have this space for our kids to be able to come back to as well. Because if all of them decide they're going to fly the nest, then we will have this space for them when they come back, if they're married and they have grandkids. And so
Yeah, it's a safety net. Melissa and I needed it when we were 23 years old and we had Nevaeh at a very young age. We weren't ready. We weren't in a position to buy our own first home. And so we actually lived in the attic of her parents' home at the time. And so this situation is very similar to that. It's here for them if they ever need it. And in the meantime, I think it's just a great opportunity for them to save money and hopefully be able to purchase their own home or build their own home on this property if they one day decide to do so. So that is the simple answer. Hope that addresses a lot of your questions. We're going to call it a night, relax. We will jump back into the additional projects that we have scheduled for ourselves here tomorrow morning.
This morning I am getting our new homeschool year all organized. I like to make sure that I get this all done about a month ahead of time because that way I can fill in the holes and we are ready to go the first week of September. So something that I decided that I wanted to add this year that's going to be really helpful is a pair of Raycon earbuds for each of the kids, because last year they were trying to share them, but when it came time for independent learning, it got a little tricky. So it's no secret that our family absolutely loves the Raycon everyday earbuds. We use them every single day and we've been raving about them for years. We use them in the gym, on the farm, and yes, even for schoolwork. Raycon is literally perfect for every single member of your family because you get all of the features of other premium audio brands, but they start at just half the price. And they also have these new upgraded models, so it's the perfect time to try Raycon or upgrade your everyday earbuds, and I'm loving all the new changes. Not only do they come in some really cool new colors, but they now have active noise cancellation and multi-point connectivity, meaning that you can now connect to multiple devices at the same time. So I personally used to hate earbuds because they actually hurt my ears, but then I discovered the Raycon everyday earbuds and they have this optimized gel tip and they are so super comfy. They also fit a huge range of ears and they don't budge. So if you've been on the fence about trying Raycon, or maybe you have a pair of the everyday earbuds that you love but you really want to try the new model, now is the perfect time, and make sure that you snag a pair for the back to schoolers on your list because it is the perfect gift to get them started for success this school year. All you have to do is click the link down below or go to buyraycon.com/goodsimpleliving to get 20 to 40% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. All right, last tile project.
Forever?
No.
Okay, just one row in here
Yeah.
on the very bottom.
Keep it super simple.
And get everything caulked off. You want to help us, Eli?
Yeah.
Alright. I will butter these up and then I'll pass them to you. You can stick them up on the wall, right? Set it down. Push it. Pull it down. Slide it over like that. Okay. No. Turn it. There you go. Smush it in really good. Slide it back and forth a little bit.
I think I can retire.
Boom.
To start out the day today, we are finishing up the tile. So we just have this small countertop sink inside the one and only bathroom. We are only doing a single layer, so this is going to be super duper quick. We'll then get it all caulked and we will be officially done with tile and ready to move on to another project.
Alright, Mama, last piece of tile. That was quick.
It was quick. We did lose Eli, however.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
He wandered away.
You want to get the kitchen caulk while this is curing?
Yep,
Let's do it.
let's do it. So for the caulking, Jeremy is putting down tape on the tile and on the countertop so we have a nice clean line. So after much deliberation, we have decided to only caulk the bottom, and we are doing it so that if there's liquid spills or anything like that, it actually serves a purpose and the liquid doesn't go running back behind your cabinets where you do not want it. But we like that raw rustic feel of the edge of the tile, and so we don't want to caulk it because we don't want it to look like too finished and too bathroomy, I guess. We left it raw in the house as well and we really like it, so that's what we're doing here too. Oh, don't cry. Also don't jump.
Okay, that grout caulk has been put down. It actually matches the countertop and the tile really well, which is a nice thing to see. I wasn't sure because it is a gray and the countertop is more of a white. Tile is kind of a grayish brown. So anyway, that is in. We're gonna move on to the bathroom next, but we also just got a phone call from our HVAC guys. They're gonna show up in hopes of hooking up that hood vent that we just installed to the pipe that you see protruding from the ceiling. Issue being, and we've discussed this previously, is that there is an offset there because all the measurements that were taken for our kitchen, cabinets, everything just got messed up somewhere along the way. So they're gonna have to come up with a solution for that. And then once that is hopefully taken care of, we're also going to have to figure out how we're gonna conceal all of that, whether it be a custom build up above the hood vent. Who knows? We're gonna have to figure something out there.
Yeah, this hood vent actually came with like a little chimney cover and it was just a small 11-inch straight up, so it would have looked really nice and sleek. I wish that would have worked out, but with the pipe being over there, we're now going to have to build or have the cabinet people build some kind of a wooden box that's much wider to cover all the elbows and stuff that are going to be required.
We'll figure it out. So they're showing up, we're gonna get the bathroom wrapped up, and hopefully by the end of today, we will have a functioning hood vent. You can hear the HVAC guys pulling up.
Yep.
finish this so we can supervise.
Yeah, we got a supervise.
Look over their shoulder.
They love that.
Do the boss thing.
We're not.
Hi again.
Hello.
Hi.
What do you think? Doable?
See what we got going on
All
there.
right.
It's like a spaghetti mess.
Leave it to the professional.
This is the stuff that comes with it.
Who's even trying to put that on there?
Yeah, I
There's not
figured.
enough room.
So a bit of a bummer. HVAC is saying that they're gonna have to come back next week because they don't have what it is that we need. We're gonna need some flexi hose to make
Yeah.
this work. There's just not enough space in that very compact area, which we kind of figured. So it is what it is. I'm sure they'll get it rectified, and then once they do,
Once they do.
we'll have a functioning hood. But for now, no go.
Moving on.
You go 66 inches high. You think that's
Yeah.
good?
It's a little high, but I feel like any lower.
66 inches. That's shorter than me.
Yeah, well, we are little people. She can't be like jumping for the laundry, so. Next thing on the agenda is our tiny little laundry room / utility closet. So the washer and dryer actually arrived yesterday. They are ready to be installed, but before we can do that, we need to get the utility shelf up, and that way she actually has a place to put her laundry basket and her laundry zone.
Everything needs its own place, its own space. That shelf.
These brackets look iffy.
They do.
Look at this. I feel like this little hook should go that way. Because if you put pressure on this,
That's definitely not the perfect setup. We verified that that was the proper way of doing it, and once I get this third one secured, we'll see whether or not that makes it stronger. But to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So if we have to shore it up somehow by reinforcing it, we will. I don't know what else to do. It's what we have to work with. All right, we're gonna call this some Sousa engineering, because when in doubt, what do you resort to? Some zip ties. So we took those brackets, we explained to you what the problem was with that. It just wasn't very sturdy and strong. I didn't feel confident setting any weight on here. So I drilled a hole in each bracket, ran a zip tie from the back so you don't see the block portion of the zip tie, cinched it down, and it's already way more solid. I've only done the one. So when in doubt, again, zip ties and a little bit of Sousa engineering.
all right, now that we got the closet shelf up, we're ready to go get the washer and dryer. We got the teenagers, which means it's moving time. I want to have that too. Ow.
Woo! 1, 2, down, up!
Excellent.
Great job, everybody but Navia. Great job, everybody but Navia.
Right this way.
There, come on, let's go. Hi, Ludo. Let's get the jar.
I can't go back at this stage. I can follow me.
Alright, going through the doorway.
Pretty crazy. Look at this. We got 2 sets of washers and dryers.
Yeah, remember all we had was old Bessie?
Yeah. We came here with one horrible washer.
Don't say that about her. She was good to us.
No dryer.
She washed clothes on a furniture dolly in the middle of a field.
She
hooked
got the
up to a
job done.
generator.
She got the job done. It's just crazy. Again, good reminder of how far we've come in this process. My Slinky. Remember Slinky?
Everyone loves the Slinky. Oh, Slinky, go.
What happened to Slinkies?
No. Kids got iPods.
And whippersnappers. Way more space than the house, you know.
I know. Maybe we should move up here.
Oh, I'm sure they'll stick us up here one day, Mom.
Kira said that when I get really old that she's all, don't worry, Mom, I'll stick you up in the apartment. So I have to build that with that in mind.
We've got that to look forward to with the stairs and everything.
Maybe they could get us one of those little up chairs.
The conveyor
From the
belt.
movie that
Conveyor belt and a slide. Okay, you happy with that? We
Yeah.
can always switch this door, but good.
Yeah, I think it's good. She's got room for a vacuum. She's got room for
tons of room.
mops.
Tons of space.
Perfect.
I'm gonna try running this, check for leaks real
Yes.
quick. Turn the water on.
There it goes.
I like it. No leaks. You gonna clean these up or is she?
Nope, she wants to clean the whole apartment.
She's on her own, like a big girl.
Like a big girl. All right, let's go pull the potatoes in the garden.
Sounds good, Mama.
This week we got back on track towards wrapping up this 2-year-long build. And in another couple of weeks, we should be moving our oldest child into her very first place. And even though it is attached to our home, it still feels so very separate. But I suppose that's the way that it should be. A little bit of space for all of us to start getting used to the idea that life is going to start looking and feeling very different. When we first began the adventure of parenthood, we felt like we had forever ahead of us. But the years passed so quickly that they almost seemed to defy the laws of time. Life is so funny in that each day feels exactly the same. Day after day, seemingly nothing changes. And then suddenly, one day you look back and everything is different.
I can curl the 35. You think you're talking?
Guy who can't throw the hay.
Ludo's stuck outside. Come on, Ludo. Come on, buddy.